Welcome back to my Crash Bandicoot 4 Let's Play. Hooray! This is episode 3. So last time we did the level Crash Compactor, so we're just going to jump right into it and do Hit the Road. If you're enjoying my videos, please feel free to say, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday. And without further ado, let's get back to the Bandicoots. So in my last video, obviously we started going after Engine. He showed up, so we're going to be hopefully taking him down in this video. If not this one, then the next one. Also, if you want, be sure to check out my Resident Evil 3 Let's Play, which is going to be starting some point later today. I'm going to be recording it, so hopefully that goes all well and good. I'm either going to be playing it on normal or Nightmare. I haven't actually decided about doing on Nightmare yet, because I had a bit of a try on Nightmare today and I got killed a lot, so we will have a look at that. Later on. But for now I just want to do a bit more Crash. As I said, if it's your birthday, then happy birthday, and let's go on with the Bandicoot. I've already died. So, for those of you who have played Crash games, as I said, you probably noticed it is much harder than the original. But then that is a good thing, because it means that it's not too easy, because I think one of my bigger concerns for this game was it was going to be too easy, so Toys for Bob definitely outdid themselves with this game. The hitboxes are a little buggy though, but then that's more just because my position is not great when it comes to this game. If you've played the older Crash games, then you know positioning is key. Especially on the 2D sections, which can be a little difficult to see when you're in 3 dimensions. What you gotta do though is just make sure you're doing well. I do hope everyone is enjoying my content. If you have any notes, or if you want me to do anything to make videos a bit more interesting or exciting, then please do not hesitate to comment below. I will be doing, as I said, other videos on other games, but that will be on other series. Oh, and I died again. Gotta watch out for the spiky balls of death. Believe me, they are going to make your life a misery, as they do mine. Yeah, so the chainsaw guys, I used to think you just had to jump on them, but if you time the spin just right, then you can just spin them normally. That is one of the flashback tapes I was not able to get, unfortunately, but it's not 100%, it's just standard playthrough. I am really enjoying this game though. It's been really good, so as I keep saying, if you don't have this game yet, I strongly recommend picking it up, especially if you're a Crash Bandicoot fan, like I am. So we'll just do that to get back there. I spin the nitro crate and do the TNT, then make my way back. Smash those crates, then that's that bit clear. Yeah, you can get a bit of delayed airtime on the slide jump if you do it in the mid-air, so that's actually a lot easier. Sorry about that. Obviously, I hope everyone is doing okay, given everything going on recently. I hope no one's missing their family too much, or no one's feeling a bit lonely, because I know that a lot of people probably are. So I really don't like this mechanic. Just don't trust it. But that's more just me. I also had a bit of a late start in my recording today, because I was just seeing a friend earlier, but that's all well and good. As I said, I am starting a second playthrough, another Let's Play as well, which is going to be Resident Evil 3, and I haven't decided if that's going to be on normal or if that's going to be on hardcore, so, if you like watching me play really hard games, then, do comment on the video, play it on hardcore, and I will play it on hardcore or even Nightmare, because apparently my suffering on stream makes everyone happy and will get me views, so it'd be good. Plus, it will be rather satisfying being on Nightmare, because I never actually intended on playing Resident Evil 3 on Nightmare. I beat it on hardcore and I basically said that was enough for me, so the prospect of a Nightmare playthrough is a little terrifying, as there are certain encounters which were bad, not really difficult enough on hardcore. Got good old Lani Lalu, or Lani Loli, I can't know how to say his name. So I'm terrible with these names. If I am butchering these names and you know how to say them, then please don't just be like, you say it this way, because I am terrible with English at the best of times. I cannot speak the basic English language at the best of times. I really can't. Honestly, anyone who knows me knows what I'm talking about. So I really love the new powers that you have. I love the whole idea of, you know, finding these masks and just trying to make the platforming a bit different. And I missed that, so I'll just wait for that to come back and then go through there and swap that out, and again just activate that TNT and then slide under there, jump over there, and then slam all of those. Remember, if you hold the slide button you can get an extra bit of height, which is always useful, and I died again. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. Oh no! It's a big murder machine. It's going to be coming after me. So one thing to know about the chase sequences, especially this one, is you only actually have to use the left and right buttons for the D-pad to move left and right. You don't actually have to hold it towards the screen, so that will make it a lot easier for you if you are struggling. Although it was a lot like that. Also, I will not try and worry about getting all the boxes that are on the ground, because the car will crush them for you. And that will make things a lot easier. So all you really need to do is just try and follow the one per through, because they will effectively be showing you escape, and then if you've played the old Crash games, then you know what I'm on about. You know, they've always been designed that way. So apparently there is the green gem around here, so I am just going to see if that's true, and it is. So for those who were looking for a note on where to find the colour gems, you know, that's the second gem, that's the green gem. I do also know where the yellow gem is, but I have no idea where the purple gem is. So that's currently the only one I know. I might just Google it while I'm off stream, and then obviously I can show you where the 4 gems are, because while it's not 100% playthrough, it will at least be a coloured gem playthrough, which will make it a bit more interesting and just mean it's a bit helpful for those who aren't sure. I really hope that I can keep doing these videos, because I like making them for you, I like recording them, I like just playing and recording the stream, so that's always really good. So, you know, obviously if you are enjoying my content, feel free to be like, hey, I love your videos, or hey, you could improve in such a way, because if that is how you feel, then go for it. See, Trevion, Green Emerald. I didn't actually know that was there until a friend of mine mentioned it. Yeah. Obviously, you know, if it is your birthday, or if you know someone watching who's your birthday coming up, then be sure to just be like, hey, it's such and such's birthday on this day, and if I'm recording on that day, I will wish them a happy birthday, because that's what I do. But yeah, this seems to be the engine boss fight now. Yep, that would be engine stage dive. So this is the first real boss of the game. It's a bit different though, because like I mentioned, you've now got checkpoints in the bosses, unlike in the older Crash games where you didn't have checkpoints. Like if you died, you'd have to start over, but in these ones, because some of them are more difficult, the ones that are more difficult have checkpoints. Some are still like classic bosses where if you died, you have to start all the way over. Rocket head! I love how they made Engine into like a drummer now. It's a really cool idea. I also really love the design of the boss. Like his old spaceship fights were always quite cool in the older games, but this is a bit like Activision kind of acknowledging, like, yeah, it's almost like you're playing Guitar Hero against Engine. Like you're fighting him, but he's doing like these Guitar Hero-esque platforms. And I like how even in the bosses they incorporate the new masks as well. Like I really think that's a good bit of design, like having, because you've got all these new powers. And I fell down the gap. You've got all these new powers, obviously, so why not incorporate them into the different bosses? It would make sense, really. You know, otherwise, because you got all these new powers, why wouldn't we be using them? That's one thing from Crash 2, and especially Crash 3 at times, actually. You didn't really have to rely on your powers that you unlocked for beating bosses. It was more for platforming only, so incorporating the new masks into not only the bosses, but also into the actual, like, boss fights. It really just improves the game overall. So yeah, just deal with those guys. As the boss is fairly straightforward, just avoid the platforms and spin the idiots back into engine when he attacks you with them. So it took a while to work out, but you jump over the green ones and then you slide under the red ones. It's fairly straightforward. Because I know some people kind of struggled to work that out the first time. I took a few goes to work it out, so obviously it's nice to know about that now. And then obviously you just jump up and give them a hit. It's very reminiscent of the old Crash boss formula, you know, hit the boss after you do something specific. You do something specific, and then obviously it gets slightly more complex each time until you get to the last one, which is usually the hardest. One thing that is different is you don't actually get an Aku Aku to protect you during bosses, so you do have to be paying attention a lot more. The easiest way of doing this boss would just be staying in a lane. Like if you try and swap over, you're more likely to get hit, but if you stick to a lane, you'll be a lot better protected. Sorry about the sniffing, I've got my allergies acting up today, which is awful, because they decided to cut the fucking grass outside my house. So obviously my allergies are acting up. So Steve the gardener, if you're listening to this YouTube video, fuck you, you're setting my allergies off. But anyway, that's not the end of the world.
You really know how to make me mad.
Obviously it's not the end of the world.
Do this the hard way.
You know, everyone has allergies to one thing or another. Yeah, this is where the boss gets a lot more difficult, because you have to do platforming, you have to avoid his different attacks. And obviously you can just fall into the mosh pit. So, because I died, you'll notice, as I said, there are now checkpoints in the bosses, which make them slightly easier, but at the same time, they also make it a bit more friendly for those who struggle. I do kind of hope they add a kind of an old school mode where you can just, you know, try and do the bosses without the checkpoints like in the older games, but if they don't, that's not really the end of the world, because it's only really for specific bosses, and I barely made that. Right, let's go and ruin Engine's day. And bye bye Engine. Yeah, so that's not my favourite boss fight with Engine. That is probably still going to be his boss fight in Crash 3 where you have the spaceship battle, but it's a pretty cool boss. I like the idea of the big drum robot that they've come up with. And down he goes. Oof. I like how you also have your skins on in the cutscene.
Beautiful creation.
So that was obviously the Engine boss fight. It's a pretty good boss overall. Like, a lot of the bosses are really well designed in this game, but that one specifically was really good. I actually think it's probably my second favourite boss in the whole game. My personal favourite still being... Well, it'll come up, you'll see what I mean. So you're probably also noticing that as the game progresses, it's getting harder, which is to be expected, to be honest. You know, as you progress, the game's going to get slightly more harder, and it's going to be a bit less doable. However, you know, the base completion of the game, like just finishing the story, it's fairly doable. Maybe with the exception of some of the later levels being a lot harder. Sorry about that, everyone. I haven't really slept that well today. So I'm just doing a video, and I was probably only going to just do one video today. Maybe also do part 1 of my Resident Evil playthrough. So I like how at the start of each level you got like these little intro cutscenes now, and obviously, as I said, the levels are noticeably longer than they used to be, but then it's still very Crash-esque. They still feel very Crash, like the music alone, the enemy designs, but it's got that kind of Toys for Bob effect to it, where unlike the Insane trilogy, where they tried to make it just look really like up-res, they've definitely made the Crash characters look a bit more toyish, but then they've kept the core gameplay that made the games so good. Like, there's a lot of influence from the original trilogy in this game, but there's also like some creative inspiration from the older games, which I really respect. I like how they have, I honestly like how they've got things from like newer games, stuff like Wrath of Cortex and Twin Insanity. They've got like Easter eggs and references which you can find, which is quite cool. And I got the flashback tape, so that's good. So let's get onto the rail. Let's go for a grind. The only thing about some of the grinding sections that I have noticed is that the timing can be a bit hard to see at times, but that's more because I have terrible eyesight. You know, if you can see the boxes just fine, then you know, be sure to mention. But for me personally, I struggle seeing them or getting my timing down. That might just be because I'm not very good at getting perfect timing. You know, I'm not the best when it comes to Pokemon or against the box. It's not the end of the world. I'm not, like I keep saying, I'm not going for 100% completion. I'm just going for a general playthrough. I'm just kind of enjoying it. Who could have done that, I wonder? It's a mystery. So on we go. Watch out for the crab. Kick him in the ass. Good old Mr. Krabs. We were late for work. The Krusty Krab today, he wasn't happy. So, seeing as it doesn't matter if I get all the boxes, I think I'll just go this way because it's a bit quicker and it's a bit easier compared to that side. I might just go back though, try and get as many like monster fruits and crates like, because even if I can't get the box gem, I can still get the fruit gem, which is a really interesting addition to like all the different gems to get, because there's the hidden gem, there's the fruit gem, there's the death gem. You know, you've got all these newer gems to get to, which feel like very natural additions to Crash's formula. Oh my god. That was way too close. You know, for anyone who's played Crash knows that there are a lot of jumps at times that can be very dicey, to say the least. See what I mean? Like, you got those ones there, where you got moving platforms. When you're going one way, it's not so bad. It's when you're going the other way that things could be a lot harder. Scream, Mr. Krabs. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I bet he is. So, I don't know why I call the enemies in this level set SpongeBob characters. I just do. Like, I look at Krabs, I think it's Mr. Krabs. I look at the octopus, I'm like, it's Squidward. Again, I don't know if anyone has watched SpongeBob is in my streams, but I used to love SpongeBob growing up, so it's a very cool part of my childhood. I was genuinely quite sad when I found out that Steven Hilberg had died. Like, that was part of my childhood effectively died with him, and that was quite sad for me. Especially as someone who grew up with SpongeBob. It was a bit of a blow. It was not really a very good day for me. I was also quite annoyed that they didn't do the sweet victory at the Super Bowl like everyone wanted them to, because I think that would have been a really nice thing to do. But it's fine, you know. At least the hockey did it, so that was better. Obviously, you know, we're always gonna love, you know, if you grew up the way I did, then you're gonna love SpongeBob, especially if you grew up around the years I did. That just makes me sound old at this point. It's like, yep, I used to watch SpongeBob when I was a kid, and now it's not really on that much anymore. At least it's not as good as it used to be. Like, I was looking after my little cousin once, and he was watching like some new SpongeBob, and I was just a bit confused by it. I was like, wait, so Plankton's turning people into babies? That just seems odd. Like, to me, that just seems odd. But SpongeBob was always a bit odd. SpongeBob was always a little odd, but there's a little odd, and then there's like you just kind of being odd for the sake of it, you know. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to break any of those without using the nitro detonator. So I'll go back, smash those, jump over here, smash that, and then just do those two. And I had a feeling that was gonna break the first time, which is quite what happens with bounce crates after you do really well on them. So yeah. That is another game I might end up doing on my stream. If my Let's Plays start doing really well, I might do the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. If you'd like to see that, then, you know, be sure to comment down. Or if you can think of any other games you'd like me to see, then you'd like to see me play, then, you know, again, just comment down. I will try and do them as quick as I can. I try and get content out as quick as I can. Like, I try and do as many videos as I can per day. I would like to do more content for people. I would like to record more games for people. So obviously if there's a specific game that you really like, if it's out on PlayStation or on Xbox, then, you know, do let me know. And I will have a look for it and see if I can play it on my stream one day. And I've just died. That was clever. On the right side, I don't have to go and get the hidden gem again, because once you collect the hidden gem, it stays collected, which is just a lifesaver, especially when you make like a very minor error, like I just did. It's just can be rather frustrating. Then you have to do is not do that, basically. Let's try that again, shall we? Jump there, jump there, jump there. Yep, definitely not getting the death gem this time around. That's more because I play a bit more recklessly when I'm feeling confident. Although, yeah, especially in times it's like I don't have to worry about being more or less reckless, then it's not really. I can afford to be a little reckless. Let's go this way. Bounce on that crate. Oh, that's annoying. I could probably actually jump over there from that middle platform. Moving platforms have always been the pain in my existence, especially when they move when I'm trying to land on them. Just be precise. It can always be fun. Yeah, so I've always noticed that when it comes to platforming, especially Crash Bandicoot, that I'm either consistently good or I'm consistently terrible. And that's more just because where I grew up with the series, I've had practice at the other games. But then every game is kind of different in its own way, so you have to kind of, when a new one comes out, you have to either use the same control scheme or you have to basically relearn it. Because the same base moveset that they usually go for, there's usually some twist or other trying to make it harder or easier. So it just all ends up being on how good at games in general you are. A lot of people are probably going to not like this game. They're going to be like, oh, it's too hard, or oh, my little Timmy got it for his birthday, but he's not very good at it, and he's dying. He's just not enjoying it, and I'll just end up selling it. But for those who actually stick with it, it's a very rewarding game. It's a very fun game. Like, especially for people like me who are Crash Bandicoot fans. I honestly can say this game was very much more made for the fans of Crash Bandicoot rather than newer fans. It's a game that like newer fans can definitely get into. That, you know, there is no reason why newer fans can't get into the game. But it's more for the older fans who like the more challenging levels. Like, they definitely built it with them in mind. See, I didn't quite get all the gems that time round. I could probably have another go there. But for now, this is more just general gameplay. This isn't really 100% completion. So, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If it is your birthday today, as I said, happy birthday. I will be doing part 4 either tomorrow or the day after. It depends on how my recording schedule goes with Resident Evil 3. So with that said, thank you for watching today's video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and have a good day.